Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to PokePal. So today is going to be another super budget deck profile. This is another like $50 below deck profile. If you guys do like budget deck profiles, go check out my other budget deck profiles. I've done like 3 other ones. I have a few waiting. I have a few that I've been waiting to do. This is one of them. The reason I was holding off was because of the ban list. Now, do keep in mind when you are making a super budget deck like this, most likely the ban list isn't going to affect you in any way. But I wanted to wait anyway. But yeah, if you guys like budget deck profiles, go check out my other videos. I have a few that are like $50 and below deck profiles that are fun. They're fun decks. Now this one, just like those, it's a fun deck to take like locals, to have fun with your friends and stuff like that. Going like, bring out like a really big boss monster and be the cool guy and all that. But it's not a deck that you would be taking to like regionals or anything like that. So yeah, if you guys like this kind of videos, leave a like and subscribe or whatever, or wait to the end and decide if you want to subscribe or not. But yeah, so this is a Superheavy Samurai deck profile. Now, this deck doesn't have a ton of variants. It's mainly the equip cards that you're going to see that are going to be a little bit different. So with this deck, you don't run any spell or trap cards because it's based solely on monsters. If you do have any spell or trap cards in your graveyard, most of their effects don't work, except for one spell that we do run in here, which is a spell card that like every Superheavy Samurai deck runs. But you guys will see. If you guys want the deck profile, just look at the description below. If you guys want a little bit of an understanding of like the tech, like a little bit of the combos type stuff, watch the video. So together with the main deck and the extra deck, we're looking at about I think it's around $45. I didn't do the math on this one, sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's less than 50, around 45. So yeah, let's get into it. Put that up there. Okay, so the first card we are going to be running, this is the boss monster that's in the deck. It is Superheavy Samurai Big Benkei. Now this guy, if you guys do know, if Superheavy Samurais, like if you watch the anime or whatever, they attack in defense position, so their booty is their attack, and he has a 3500 booty, so he's pretty big. He's really easy to bring out, actually. Once you do bring him out, you can use his effect to either put him in, to change him from attack to defense or from defense to attack. But yeah, he's a pretty good card. Pretty cool. Now the next Superheavy Samurai we run is Superheavy Samurai Magnet. Now this guy, when you normal summon him, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Superheavy Samurai from your deck. Or not from your deck, from your hand. Sorry about that. That was too much. From your hand. So he's good to maybe bring out like a tuner or something like that, or to bring out another card and then to bring out a tuner to go into your synchros. This is like a synchro deck. Like you're going into your synchros. You might do a little bit of links, but it's mainly to bring out those big synchro boss monsters. Now we have Superheavy Samurai Flutist. We run 3 of him. Now he's one of the staples in the deck. You're gonna, no matter what variant of this deck you run, you're probably gonna run 3 of this guy. So the cool thing with this guy is that if he ends up in the graveyard, his effect lets you tribute him to the graveyard, or if you end up synchroing him, using him as synchro material, and he ends up in the graveyard, he adds a defense to your Superheavy Samurais. So a lot of them you'll see are really big, but they don't have any protection. They can get targeted, they can get popped real easy. So you can banish him from your graveyard, and if your opponent does target a Superheavy Samurai monster of yours, this stops that. So it negates the target. So pretty good card. Now I run 3 Superheavy Samurai Scales. Now this guy, if your opponent, he's good at like if you're going second, especially if your opponent has 2 or more monsters and you control none, you can special summon this guy from your hand. And when you do that, you can also special summon a Superheavy Samurai from your graveyard, I believe. Yeah. So if you do special summon him that way, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Superheavy Samurai from your graveyard also to your field. So he's pretty good for like if you're going second and you want to go into a synchro, so you'll be able to like special summon him, and then you can, one of the synchro monsters allows you to special summon him, and we'll get into that in a second. Now we have 3 Superheavy Samurai Gigagloves. So the cool thing with him is that when he is sent to the graveyard, you can look at the you could mill the top 5, or not mill. You could look at the top 5 cards in your deck and place them in any order. So let's say he's the only card in your hand. You play him, and your opponent attacks him. He ends up in the graveyard. Now you can look at the top 5 cards in your deck. Now if your opponent has another monster and they attack you directly, you can banish him from your graveyard, and if the top card that you draw is a Superheavy Samurai, you can add it to your hand. So you can pretty much guarantee yourself that you're going to be adding a Superheavy Samurai to your hand. Now we have Superheavy Samurai Big Waraji. I believe that's the way you say his name. So he's another Superheavy Samurai that can be special summoned. So if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, which is gotta always be the case pretty much. Let's get that out of the way. It's like a hair or something. You can special summon him, and also he can be treated as 2 tributes. So if you do have like your big Benkei in your hand and you don't have any way to really bring him out, you can special summon this guy and whatever, and then you can use him as 2 cards for sacrifice and summon your big Benkei. Pretty good card. I only run 2 of him. I mean, you can put 3, but he's not always going to be that useful. He's more he's useful also for like synchros and stuff like that, but I felt like 3 was going to be a little clunky, but yeah. So now we're going into the tuners. So this is where you start seeing like all the combos you can go off. So this guy can be special summoned. Doesn't matter if you already have cards on the field or not. He could be special summoned. So if you special summon this guy, and then you normal summon him, now you can special summon him. Now you could go into your level 10 synchro, or any of the other countless ways that you can special summon. Like he could be special summoned. If you special summon this guy, then you can special summon him. Then you can normal summon him, and you could go into all kinds of different levels with your tuner. Oops, sorry about that. With the tuner, he could be special summoned. He's really good that way. So really cool. So that's the main thing with the deck, is that you'll see that your monsters can be special summoned, so they let you go into the synchro, but you'll notice that once you go into the synchro, you're really stuck in whatever synchro you summoned. You're not really going to be going off on you unless you get a really good hand, you're not going to be able to go into a link and then go into a synchro most of the time, because you're just not going to have that amount of cards on the field. But I mean, you guys will see with the extra deck. And when it comes to the extra deck with the synchros, you can pretty much synchro into almost any level, because you have a level starting from 6. You have a level 6, a level 7, a level 8, a level 9, a level 10, a level 11, and 12. So you can pretty much synchro into anything, which is really cool. Now this is the second synchro we use. You can bring this guy up to 3. I only run him at 2 because I don't know, I found this to be like the less clunky. I prefer running the other equip cards that you'll be seeing in a second. They're running a third of him. So he's really cool because if you summon him and your opponent has a monster that's a level, can't be a rank, so it can't be an XYZ, you can use that monster plus him to summon a synchro that's their level together. So he's cool that way. So if your opponent has anything up to a level 8, or is it a level 9? Yeah, because you can't summon the biggest synchro we have is the 12, but you need 3 materials to summon him. So if you use one of your opponent's materials or one of your opponent's monsters, you're not gonna be able to summon him. But if your opponent pretty much has anything under a level 9 or lower, you'll be able to synchro into something, which is pretty cool. Now we have the Superheavy Samurai Soulpiercer that we run 3 of, and the Superheavy Samurai what's this one's name? Soulpeacemaker. Now the reason why I'm showing these 2 together is because they kind of work together in a really cool way. So Superheavy Samurai Soulpiercer, if you guys watch the anime, the primary effect of it is that it lets you do piercing damage to a defense position monster your opponent controls, which isn't a bad effect. Sorry about that. Which isn't a bad effect, and you can use it that way. But the better effect is that if he's sent to the graveyard, you can. So if he's sent from oh my god, I can't talk. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Superheavy Samurai monster from your deck to your hand. So you can add like a tuner or something like that to your hand if you don't have a tuner in your hand. And the reason why I'm showing it with this guy is because when you equip him to a Superheavy Samurai, sorry about the glare, guys. So when you equip him to a Superheavy Samurai, you can pop it. Yeah, but so you can target one Superheavy Samurai monster you control, equip this card. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, monster to your opponent's control. Okay, I forgot about the first effect. So the first effect is that when you equip this card to any of your Superheavy Samurais, your opponent can attack any other monsters you have besides the one equipped with this. Which again isn't a bad effect like Soulpiercer, but you're probably not really going to use it for that. Now the secondary effect is the better one. So you can tribute a monster you control equipped with this card, and special summon a Superheavy Samurai monster from your deck. So the way that would work is that if you equip Soulpiercer, if you equip Soulpeacemaker to Soulpiercer, and you use it, Soulpeacemaker's effect to pop Soulpiercer, it's like so confusing. You can now search a card because this is in your graveyard, and now you can also special summon a Superheavy Samurai from your deck because you used his effect. So you have a search and a special summon, and with the special summon, it doesn't have to be a level 4 or lower. So you can like special summon a big Benkei, and then maybe search out one of the other equipped spells, and you could equip it to him and now make him even beefier. So, or you could get like the Flutist and try to add some barriers to your monster so that it doesn't get destroyed. Or you could search out this card. This card's pretty good too. So Superheavy Samurai Soulfire suit. So you can equip him to one of your Superheavy Samurais, and its level becomes 5. But the better effect is the second effect. So you can use this if you did want to go specifically into a certain synchro. But the secondary effect is better. So during either player's turn, you can discard this card, then target one defense position Superheavy Samurai monster you control. With the end of the into the end of the turn, it loses 800 defense. So the monster's gonna lose 800 defense, but it can't be destroyed by a battle or card effect. So if you have like your big Benkei or one of the synchros out, one of your big guys, and you have this card in your hand and your opponent targets it or does something to it that maybe lowers the defense or changes it or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. You can discard this card from your hand during either player's turn, and you add an extra barrier to your hand. So if you have this with like a Flutist in your graveyard, now you have 2 negates, which is pretty good. Now I run 2 of the Superheavy Samurai Soulhorns. So the Soulhorns, it lets you target one of your Superheavy Samurais, and it can make a second attack. So it's pretty much if you have like one of your big boss monsters out and you just want it to beat into your opponent twice and win the game, this is the guy to do it. Because you do have some monsters that are your big boss guy, I think is 4,000 attack or a little bit more than that. So you can equip it with this, and there's or you can also equip your Superheavy Samurai with Samurai Soulbuster Gauntlet. So Soulbuster Gauntlet gives an extra 400 defense to whatever monster it's equipped to, and you can send this card from your head, or you can use a secondary effect. You can send this monster from your hand to the graveyard, and your battling monster's defense becomes double. So if you have, let's say, a big Benkei out, you send this from your hand to the graveyard, it becomes double, and it can also do 2 attacks. So you're going to be hitting your opponent for what? 35, that's 7,000, and now you get to attack a second time. So it's GG. That's a good combo. I hope I explained that right. We run 1 of the Samurai Soulclaws. So it, whatever Superheavy Samurai you equip this to, it gains 500 attack and defense. It also cannot be destroyed by battle. That's pretty much what that's used for. I only run 1 because why not? This card is another like equipped monster card. It gives a Superheavy Samurai an extra 1,000 defense, and then if your Superheavy Samurai is going to be destroyed, you can instead send this equipped card to the graveyard and destroy that instead. So yeah. And 1, because we have to have pendulums in here, you know. It's just 1, but yeah, it's good enough. The cool thing with him is that he has 2800 booty, and all you need to summon him is one sacrifice. You just need one tribute. So if you're in a tight spot and you only have like another Superheavy Samurai that you're able to special summon and you can't go into your synchros or anything like that, you can tribute it, one tribute, special summon this guy, or it's a tribute summon, it's a normal summon, and at least you have something to protect you. He's a just in case card, just in case. And now the one and only spell card we use in this deck. This is such a good card. It is Sekka's Light. So if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can draw 2 cards. Also, for the rest of the turn after you activate this card, you cannot activate spell or trap cards, which doesn't matter because you don't have any other ones. So you draw 2 cards. Then, after you draw those 2 cards, you can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal 1 monster in your hand, shuffle it into the deck, and then draw another card. So that's why we run 3, because when you use this and you draw 2, and this is in your graveyard, you could just banish it, put one of the monsters, because if you're drawing 2 cards, you're going to have unless you get... I mean, you can have that happen when you draw Sekka's Light, which really sucks, but most likely you're going to draw a monster. You could throw one back into the deck, banish this from your graveyard, so now you don't have any magic, or you don't have any spell or trap cards in your graveyard anymore. So now you can still use all of your monster's effects. Bam. Cool. Cool. I hope I don't look back at this video and end up recording it again, because, yeah. So you guys are going to notice my extra deck is only 10 cards, because I didn't feel like putting another 5 cards in here. Now you can put Borreload, or you can put some other link cards, or you can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you the primary cards. The cards that you're probably gonna put in here, no matter what. And any other the other 5 cards you want to add in here, hey, go crazy, go ham. Do what you want. So we got the level 6 Superheavy Samurai Ogre Shutendoji. So this card can attack while in face-up defense position, which is like what all of them do. If it does, apply its defense. Okay. When this card is synchro summoned while you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So he pops your opponent's entire back row. That's what he's for. Got it? He pops the back row. Cool. Next one. We have a Superheavy Samurai Stealth Ninja. So Stealth Ninja, same thing, can attack in defense position. You can have this card's original defense until the end of the turn, and if you do, this card can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn during the next standby phase after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. So that's his effect. You could half his defense, so instead of 28, he would have 14, and then you could attack, smash into your opponent directly, just in case. And then the standby phase after he's destroyed, you can bring him back. Cool card. Now we run one of the Superheavy Samurai Ninja Saratobi. So Ninja Saratobi, same thing, can attack in defense position. Also once per turn during the other player's turn, if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, which you won't, you can target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So you can pop one of your opponent's back rows and hit him for some burn damage. Sweet. Now we have Superheavy Samurai Beast Kyubi. Now, if you're wondering what sleeves I have these in, these are Pokemon sleeves, because the extra deck, I like it being a little bit different. It's nice that way. I keep having hairs everywhere. Get out of here. Yeah, okay. So, this card can attack while in face-up defense. Okay, same old thing. If you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, which you won't, this card gains an 900 defense for each special summon monster your opponent controls. So, most likely, if you're going against a deck, it's going to be like some sort of link deck. So your opponent's probably going to have a bunch of special summon cards. So, I mean, this guy can be real beefy. This guy can be, beef master. Yeah. Real girthy. Alright. Oops, sorry. Alright. I run 2 of the Superheavy Samurai Warlord Suzunowo. Cool guy. Now this is the guy right before the ultimate boss monster. Which, get up there, I don't want to show you yet. So same old stuff with the defense, same old stuff. So once per turn during either player's turn, if you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can target one spell or trap card in your opponent's graveyard, set it on your side of the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. So a sweet card. So if you do bring him out, you can steal one of your opponent's spells or trap cards. Yeah, spell or traps, right? Yeah, spell or trap card. It's especially useful with spell cards because if you do steal a spell card, you can play it the same turn. So if you happen to steal like a Monster Reborn or something like that, you can flip it and now you can summon out something else. Cool card. Cool card. And all these synchros that we've gone through up to this point only require one tuner and one of the Superheavy Samurais, which makes them extremely easy to summon. Now, the boss guy is Superheavy Samurai Steam Train King. Now, this guy's a little bit more difficult to summon because you do need one Superheavy Samurai and you need one tuner and two non-tuner monsters. So you need at least three cards that are going to add up to 12. Which is a little bit of a pain because when you do bring out like you might come out with your Synchro level 10 or whatever, and you might have your level 2 tuner, but you can't use it because you need something else. But I've gone into him a few times. He's actually really cool. So same old stuff, can attack and defense, does all that stuff. And you can discard up to 2 cards and target that many cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So that's the only bad thing with him, is that he does target, and targeting isn't that great in this format, but you can discard up to 2 cards and destroy up to 2 cards, which is pretty cool. And then once per turn, you can banish all spell and trap cards from the graveyards, and if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent per card. So you can pretty much wipe out your opponent's entire spell and trap cards from the graveyard, and they get hit for 200 burn damage for each one. And he is a big boy at 4,800 booty. Now the last guys I have in here, don't ask me why, but you're probably going to run Barkion. Barkion's a cool guy. So during either player's turn, when a trap card is activated, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard and get the activation. You guys know what Barkion's been around for years. You know what he does. Gear Giant Gigant X. You guys know what he does too. I actually have gone into him in this deck with Mrs. Radius. I have been able to summon Mrs. Radius and summon this guy and then go off into like a synchro or whatever. That's only happened like once though. Most likely you're going to go into your synchros. But yeah, also run a Mrs. Radiant just in case you do have like a handful of monsters you can special summon, or like you're going ham, you can always summon your Mrs. Radiant. Or if you're like in a really tough spot and your synchros are dead, but you need to bring something out, you can always bring out your Mrs. Radiant and maybe go into Gear Gigan or something. But yeah, those are, I think those are 10 extra deck cards. These 10 are probably going to be the ones you're going to use, alright? Just trust me. And then the other 5, you can make them whatever you want. And yeah, alright. So let's, no, where's he at? There he goes. I like him in the front. Alright, well, if you enjoyed the deck profile, let's change that up too. I don't like him up there. Alright. And let's do some of that. Alright, cool. Alright, so if you guys did like the deck profile, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what's the next one you want me to make. Leave feedback down below. Let me know why I suck or why you liked it. And yeah, stay tuned for the next deck profile. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. And take care.